Hey guys, this is NPC5 again, back with another replay of StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm. This is again an older one. This is the one I was talking about in the last episode about the Proxy 2 racks. This one was the one about the Thor. This is probably my favorite one because it's against a Zerg, which is funny enough to begin with because the creep makes it hard. But it works out way better than expected, and so I'm going to fast forward a little bit until we can get up to where stuff actually starts happening. So I sent a scout over just to see what he was doing, and I forgot it was there, so then I move it there because he didn't notice it. And I figure I'll leave it there. If he finds it, he finds it. If not, then it'll be a lot easier. And then I send this one up here. Oh, go down all. I send this up to this corner to build, because a lot of times this turns into a base race. They know they can't take the Thor out, so they send their entire army to my base, or their entire army's attacking my base before I attack them with my Thors. So it becomes a big base race, and if I build something out here, then it's going to be a lot harder for them to get to it before I beat them. And that's the idea. I don't want them all trapped in this base here, because if they are, then I won't do very well. I still have to wall off. I didn't go with the bunker this time. I refined it a little bit. Usually I do it out here. Like I'll build it like right here, and I'll pick it up and fly it in here. Like about right here. That's the place I find that they don't see the most often. Like from here to here. So I realize this guy's still sitting here. I'm like, okay, I'll just build it here. So he's streaming out zerglings and drones, and he thinks he's pretty well defended. He didn't even look in his main base. As you can see right now, he has seen everything in his base pretty much, except for this little spot that I'm sitting in. Like everything. So yeah, so we're gonna just build that there. I left enough room for the tech lab. And I'm a derp, so I built the armory in this base too. I don't know why. I should have honestly built it out there, and that could have been the structure he has to go find later. But yeah, I mean, when this gets finished, I start immediately producing Thors, I believe. So he has a Zerglin buried, or he'll bury it in a second. He's just setting up for an attack, watching to see when I leave the base, see if I expand. Meanwhile, I'm just pumping a few Marines out here just to push back any Zerglings. I'm just trying to macro out some Marines, just to defend myself from the attack to slow him down. And meanwhile, I have a Thor in his base, and the second one's on the way. Now, I hadn't thought about this, but it might be worth trying to get vehicle plating or something here. If I have some floating income, which I guess I don't. I'm pretty much dumping it all into the Thors. So, all right. So let's go down to normal speed, and we can still see that he cannot see this. This is what happens when you're zerging. You don't creep spread. You should always try to connect your main base together. Creep tumors will show, then I'll also try to spread creep out here if I'm playing Zerg. So, anyways, I'm sitting here. I have two guys. I'm about to make my third. How much gas does it cost? See, right here, okay, I have an extra right here. I have a lot of extra gas at this point. I could probably afford to get one armor upgrade, which would just help the Thor stay alive a little better. At 2 armor, Zerglings are gonna do next to nothing against it. How much attack do they have? Yeah, 5, so they're only gonna do 2 armor, they're gonna do 3 damage a hit. And these things have 400 hit points, so yeah, it's not gonna do much. So I'm making my 4th. Typically, I'll just make 2, and I'll send them into the base, because it's hard for them to deal with 2. Like, at this point, 2 would be fine, honestly. But I figure I'll go as long as I can until he doesn't notice. And what my plan is wait for. I usually try to wait for them to attack me. When they attack me and their army's on the other side of the map, trying to get in my base, which they're going to get in pretty easily. I don't really care. I'm just going to pick my building up and fly it away, and I'm going to build something somewhere else. Fly this, like I'll fly them in different directions. And unless they have air attackers, they can't do much. So I can still take this before, no problem. And there's my fourth one. And so I figure at this point he's gotta see it, but he still doesn't. So I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and attack. I started building another one. I'm supply cat, so I think I throw down supply over here. Yeah, so I start building supply. And I decide that it's not worth waiting, so I just scan over here. What did I scanned up here, I guess. I scanned in here. I just wanted to see what he had available to him and where the stuff was. And I see all this stuff down here, I believe, but I don't. Let's see. Okay, I'm attacking him. I must think it's safe. So yeah, I have this guy on auto repair on the front door, and there's not a whole lot to say about this. These guys go up. I mean, he took down one. That's going to be enough for it. Usually I'll come over here and repair, but yeah, that's a lot of destroyed. I have third door. So, I mean, his larva's gonna limit him. He can make 5, 11, plus what he has over there, but that's not even that. So as you can see, he finally saw this, but up until that point, that's the only place in the base he really didn't scout. That's why I like to build it here, because oftentimes they don't see it. Especially if they're not zerg. Zerg, like I said, a lot of times they have a creep tumor here, and they'll spread it out to here, and they'll spread one out here, and they'll cover this whole thing in creep, and the creep tumor will see it. So it's really hard to do this against a zerg, especially trying to land it. You got to get here and land it quick, but it's not usually worth doing it to zerg. But since I was able to get in the base, I decided I would try, and worst case scenario, he finds it quickly. I have to lift it off and land out here. You know, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, that's the this is probably my favorite one. The guy didn't even BM me, which most of the time they'll BM me pretty hard if you do this. I've had death threats because people are dumb. But yeah, so I mean, it's just the first thing I hit was the roach warren, because obviously you can't make a lot of roaches when I do that, or any. He would have to start building a new roach warren, which he didn't have time to do. He really didn't. I mean, he had the money, but he wasn't spending it very well. But I mean, there's nothing he can do. He can send all these drones and the queens up there to attack. He could be building new queens. They're not going to do anything. He has an infestation pit. I guess he could, if he was really fast, I guess he could build a swarm host, but he would probably be wrecked before then. Like, his drones would all be dead, and he'd have one swarm host against tier 3 units. You know, he might have 3 or 4 swarm hosts, and that's about all he could afford after maybe a little more than that. Anyways, he'll have some swarm hosts, but I mean, I have scans and I have marines back home. I'm getting my production up. I'll start being able to pump out marines. I would just go kill them. So yeah, this was, I mean, like I said, this is just a funny one in my opinion, just because of what happened and the fact that I was in a zerg's base right next to him, built in his base from the start, and he didn't notice. And I had 4 Thors before I even attacked. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you like the content. I'm hopefully going to put out some more. If anything interesting happens when I'm playing ladder or playing friends or something, I will probably record it and upload it. I don't really have the hard drive space to just upload or record everything I do, but if there's something interesting, I'll definitely watch the replay and record it for you guys. Just let me know if you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you guys later. I'm in BZ5 and I'm out.